All right, welcome back to Turning Pages with Brit. So glad you are taking some of your time here to spend with me on yet another video. Welcome back, returning video watchers, subscribers, appreciate you, and welcome anybody that is new. I am so glad that you chose to come here and join me on a video. Hopefully you enjoy it and we'll come back for some more, or just, you know, binge watch some of the ones that I've already put out. Anyways, I am again sharing with you all month long the books that I am reading and completing kind of weekly as I am completing them. So this is part of, you know, this particular wrap up for this month. I'm doing it a little different, shaking it up because of the holidays. I want to do something a little different. But mind you, if you can notice, my voice is a little bit different because I'm a little hoarse because I am not feeling my best. But I did not want to not come on. I wasn't feeling so bad. I'm feeling a little bit better since the weekend has passed and I've gotten a lot of rest. And so anyways, I wanted to come on and share with you what I've been reading and finished thus far. So first, let's talk about Lucid Dreams. I read this on Audible. No, not Audible. Yes. On Audible. I tried to make sure I remember what I read it on, by Ladii Nesha. I've read other books by Ladii Nesha, and so I had been hearing a lot about this particular one, Lucid Dreams, and wanted to get into it. So this actually is a story about twin brothers, Night and Day. How cute are those names, Night and Day? Anyways, they're twins. They've, of course, had some hardships, some things that has happened to them. And the love story of this, because it's a romance book, is between Night and Hunter. It is their love story. Of course, you know I do not like to give you too much of spoilers when I tell you about these books, but this follows them as young adults. And basically, it does give you a little bit of a backstory on Night and Day, the twin brothers, what has kind of transpired in their life as young, you know, children, and what, you know, has brought them to be the people that they are, that we are kind of introduced to. And then Hunter, she has her own story that we're told about that is kind of tragic. Both of them are kind of tragic, but basically Hunter has had some things in her family life that has happened and transpired when she was younger, and that has kind of curtailed who she is now as a young woman. Okay, and her and Night meet, and they have all this stuff going on, you know, personally in their lives, but they kind of find love between the two of them. And Hunter has a son by another person. She has a baby daddy, and that is a whole to do. So anyways, hopefully that was a little bit of enough to get you interested in wanting to find out what's going on there in that storyline. I like Ladii Nesha as an author. She does a great job, and I have enjoyed reading this one. I can't remember if I gave it a 4 or a 5 star, but probably a 5 star, because I feel like it was good. It kept me entertained and wanting to have just a little bit more, but she wraps it up really well at the end. So I definitely say, if you are looking for a good romance read, do yourself a favor, pick this one up. It is good. I've heard other people talk about it on their channels as well. That's kind of what made me want to share and read about it. I mean, read this book myself. And so I'm so glad that I listened and I picked it up, because it was all that and more. It was a treat. Okay, so moving right along, the next book I read is Sandwich by Catherine Newman. Okay, so this is the first in, I think it's a 2-book series, but I don't think you have to read them interconnected. I was in a virtual book club, or still probably am in this virtual book club by one of the other booktubers that I follow. I'll try to have her information up here. I think I've shared this before, but I always like to give props where they're due. And she has a really nice channel. I like her. I follow her, and I joined her Discord book channel. And I'm trying to remember, it's Ravenclaw. Ravenclaw is the name of her channel, I believe. So anyways, it'll be up here so you can see it. But anyways, she had on her book club for us to read Wreck, which Wreck is the second book by Catherine Newman in this duology. But the first one is called Sandwich, and it had kind of been on my radar to read anyways. So when she put Wreck as the book of the month that we were going to choose for November, I said, let me go ahead and spend this time going ahead and getting caught up and read Sandwich. Because I'm a person, if I know that there is another book before the one I'm picking up, even though it's standalone, I kind of like to go read the first one first. And so I found at my library had it, because I didn't want to buy it per se, but I got it in my library, picked it up, and was able to get that read. And I will say this story is different. It's a different type of read. It's about Rocky. Rocky is the main female character and her family. So basically, it goes through her life, kind of the backstory of her life in different time periods, but the storyline is based on them going on vacation. Her and her adult 2 kids, and she has a son and a daughter, and her husband, and then her parents actually end up joining them on a beach vacation in their I don't know if it's a vacation house they own or whatever, but anyways, it just is everyday life. It's just a story about really not anything specific, but sort of specific enough to where you can follow and be interested, because it's just telling her story as an older woman that has now adult children and the struggles that she went through as a young woman being married, dealing with things that happen to us as women, throughout those many, many years, those changes, those developments, the decisions that we have to make, the choices that we have to make as women, as mothers, as wives, just as people, you know what I'm saying? And just that day-to-day minutia of life. And so it was kind of like a breath of fresh air. I think I would rate it, I don't know, I can't remember if I rated it like a 3.5 star, but definitely a 3.5 star for me. Now that I'm thinking about it, do I think you should read it? Yeah, read it when you have time. It is easy to read. It is, I read some in the book and then I listened to some, but I got it from my library, and I also got it from my library Libby to listen at audiobook, and it was really interesting, so much so, like I said, that I want to go ahead and read the next one, which is Wreck, that carries on some of the storyline from what you follow in the first book. Okay, but it's written, I think, so that you do not have to read the first one in order to enjoy the second one. Okay, so anyways, hopefully that helps somewhat. The next one I read, is my family book club that I've been a part of for years. And we, and one of my family members picked The Vanishing Half by Brit, Bennett. This is the book. Y'all, this book, when I first started reading it, I was like, I don't know if I really like it. You know what I'm saying? I was like, maybe, I don't know. And as I got into it, because at first I thought it was going to be another book kind of detailing about how racism is, how we as Black people have racism intertwined within us. And those stories where light skin, dark skin, all that kind of crap. And so I really did not want to go into that. I was like, I'm kind of over that light skin, dark skin thing. I mean, we know it's a thing. It shouldn't be a thing, but but whatever. And so I really was like almost not really wanting to get into this story because it starts off talking about that, but it drew me in. Now I wrote some notes. So it is a story based on dual timelines, okay? And again, it's about twin sisters this time. And these are identical twin sisters that are Black, of course, and they're raised in a small town in Louisiana. And it goes back and talks about, them as young children, and then how things happened as they grew up and grew apart, okay? And what transpired with that. And I don't want to give it away, because if I tell you too much, I'm going to give away the sweet sauce. I'm going to give away the good stuff of the story. And I want you to be like me, kind of blind, to go in and don't judge a book by the first few chapters. Give it a chance, give it a shot. It's worth the read. Brit Bennett, this is my first time reading her. This is considered, I think, historical fiction. But when I say I enjoyed this book, I really, really enjoyed this book. I cannot wait. We're talking about it this coming weekend. I think this Sunday we meet to talk about it, and I am all over it. I am going to be excited to give my opinions and just give all the, talk all the spoilers that I'm not giving to you guys, because that would defeat the purpose of you reading it. I don't want to tell you all about it. I want you to go in a little bit more blinder about this one, because that's going to make you enjoy the story. And the last one I read was Capone this week, I finished, was Capone by Miss Jacquel J. Now, this is my second book of hers. I did read my first one, which was 10,000 Hours with a Rich Menace, last month, but I wanted to go ahead and start over with her on her first, I wanted to start correctly, because from what I understand, Capone is really where you should start, because 10,000 Hours of a Rich Menace is down the line. So I kind of skipped ahead and started there, and I should have really started with Capone. So anyways, it's called Season 1 of the Delgado Family, okay? So Capone series, just that series, has, I think, 3 books so far. And this story, I wrote some notes because I really want to make sure I don't do spoilers, but I tell you a little bit. So this story is about Capone and Aaron, okay? Capone is a well-established drug kingpin in the streets, okay? So he's that man, he's that dude, okay? As well as he is a twin. I'm sure this month is like all about the twins. He is a twin. He has a twin brother, and he also is a father. He has a son, a young son, and he is, of course, even more. He has a sister and mom, all that stuff. Okay, and Erin, she is a hardworking young woman that has a job as a bus driver, and she has had some tragedy in her life, very young, which left her parentless and having to take care of her younger brother, okay? And so she has kind of had to rush full speed ahead to become the person that she is, that we meet. Her mother's sister ends up taking them in, but she, of course, is closer or closest to her brother. So she ends up kind of being the heir apparent to her brother. And her aunt, her mom's sister, is there to kind of guide them and help them where needed. So that is all I'm going to say about that. It is a true, of course, urban type love story. It gives you all the different feels. It does leave you on a cliffhanger, so that you immediately want to pick up book 2. And I've already downloaded book 2. So I am going to be, of course, reading that pretty soon. I'm in the middle of reading up some other books, so I don't want to actually crack that one open to read yet, just yet, but I am. But Capone is, I can see it's one of those series that draws you in because there's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of things going on, and you really want to find out because he, like I said, he's a drug kingpin that has made it. He's successful, but he has morals, and he is just fallen smitten in love with this woman, Erin, and she's just a regular girl. She is just, you know, she's average, you know, from what the story states. She's not all of that, but she is all of that to him. He sees beauty and everything in this woman, kind of love at first sight type of thing, that he wants to drop everything because it's something about her that he just has to have. And it just tells a interesting story from there on out that draws you in and makes you want to read. So with that said, I don't, like I said, want to give away too much, but I did want to also share, because I told you guys in a quick short about the Brit event that happened the first week of this month. I think it was last week, the 5th through the 8th. Brit meaning the black, what is it called? Black romance, or black something. I'm saying it wrong, but anyways, I wanted to share with you because one of the my subscribers asked about what I got from the Brit event, okay? The books that I got. And I actually held back. I'd only got 24 books. Now, I will give you some of the books that I got, but I'm not gonna give you all of them. But I will try to do is put a short together, a YouTube short together that just shows the books that I got. You know what I'm saying? But I don't wanna make this all about me talking about these books, and I ain't even read them yet. But I can tell you that last year was my first year knowing about the event, and I went absolutely bonkers crazy getting books. I just download, my Kindle should be heavy. It really should be heavy in its light, right? It should be heavy from me getting so many books from that event. I mean, I ain't gonna never stop having books to read because of that event. So anyways, I held back 24 books. That's all I got. Now I'm gonna just share with you just a few here. And like I said, I'm going to put together a short that will show you all of the ones that I picked up, all the 24. Okay, just so you can see. And if you wanna check them out, you can check them out. So, the first one I'm going to tell you about is Masterpiece Bow Down. This book, I've heard people talk about it. And of course, it's a romance. It's a BBW, a beautiful black woman submitting to a black man, I would assume. That's that story. And so, I guess, you know, you'll see it up here. But yeah, I'm into it. I want to see what it's about. I also picked up Creative Differences by D.H. Renfro. Okay. This is book 1 in the Porter Brothers series. And this is a short story, a novella. It's only 81 pages. So this is a quick read. I also picked up Standing at a Crossroads by Angelita Thornton. And this is a single traumatic night that sets into motion a chain of events that will forever alter the lives of several people. So that sounded interesting to me. Like I said, I was more specific this time when I went to download those books because I have so many. And I was like, I'm not just gonna be downloading, just looking at them, judging them by the cover and downloading. I'm gonna look and read a little bit and then make a decision. So that's what I did with this one. The next one I got was For Everything There Is a Season by Catherine B. Banks. This book is about siblings having to relive the death of their older brother over and over and, you know, like repeatedly. That sounded tragic, but interesting. So I went with that. I also got 2 books by this author, Kira Tay, Kiru. The first one is Valentine. This book is the first book in the Challenge series. It's about 3 friends and 3 different challenges that they have to deal with. And are they willing to risk everything for love? That's what it, says on the synopsis. So we'll see. And the next one was Engaged by Kira Tay. And that is book 2 in that same challenge series. And in this book, the female main character meets a guy after a recent heartbreak and just wants a one-night stand. However, the main male character wants more. Okay? So he's looking for a longer term type situation. And I think I did get another one by Masterpiece. I did. I got this one up here called Curvy Obsessions. That's also, I think, if I'm not mistaken, that's by Masterpiece. I'll have it up here because you can see it. So those are a few of the books that I got, that I wanted to share with you from the Brit event. And give me a little bit of time. I'm going to put together a quick short of just all of them that I got from that Brit event. And I think that is enough for this video. I appreciate you guys. I'm, like I said, not feeling my best, so I'm really pushing it to sound upbeat and keep this one interesting and fun. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and I will most definitely see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.